Hi, I'm Ajay Banerjee, Deputy Editor of the Tribune in New Delhi. There has been important development today. The Indian Army now has a diesel, a specialized diesel, which can operate even at minus 42 degrees Celsius. Means the diesel does not freeze in this extreme winter. Very small development, but very vital for the Indian Army's operations in the Himalayas, especially when the Indian Army is operating in the Himalayas, which are at high altitude, all along the line of actual control with China, and also in some portions which are snowbound with Pakistan or the LOC, or the line of control with Pakistan. How is it important, such a small development, that a diesel has been launched and it makes a news in India? The diesel is called Extreme Weather Grade Diesel, XWG, launched by the Indian Army Chief General Dhiraj Seth today in collaboration with Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, a public sector petroleum company in India.
It in fact marks a big day as far as we in the Army are concerned, because it provides us that indigenous capability with immense operational accruals.
Now, this diesel also means that, since I told you that it will not freeze until 42 degrees Celsius, what is the importance? The importance is that for the moment, Indian Army operates a series of vehicles which operate on conventional diesel. Now, these vehicles are stationed. These vehicles could mean jeeps. These vehicles could mean artillery engines. This vehicle could mean tanks, the infantry combat vehicles, or the BMPs as they are called colloquially in India, or even say trucks which carry missiles, or even other equipment which has diesel engine running in it. Now, the temperatures in the Himalayas in the winter drop to minus 30, minus 40, minus 20 as a matter of routine. And I'm not talking to Siachen at all. I'm talking of eastern Ladakh, forward areas of Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, forward areas of Sikkim, and parts of western Arunachal Pradesh, which see these temperatures routinely, minus 20, minus 25. And it also includes some parts of the LAC, or I beg your pardon, the LOC with Pakistan, like Dras, or even in the Gurez sector where temperatures drops much below freezing temperature or minus 20 degrees, where diesel tends to freeze. Now, when the diesel freezes, it can clog the fuel lines of a vehicle, and the vehicle is rendered useless because it will not melt and the engine is inoperable. Now, what does the Indian Army do to keep it operational? These are thousands of vehicles, the engines are started every few hours and they're kept on idling for a few minutes so that the engine is warmed up and the insides of the engine are warm enough and the diesel is not frozen. Now imagine there are thousands of vehicles standing in minus 20 degrees, minus 30 degrees, and a body of troops is required, a vast manpower is required to start each engine, keep it in idling, and then shut it off and repeat the process every 2 hours. And we are talking in temperatures minus 20, minus 30, where hands freeze. People barely get to breathe because of the high altitude, oxygen is rare. And this process is repeated all across the Himalayas for thousands of vehicles every 2 hours. Let that sink in. Now, when this is done, this also means there is a lot of fuel wastage. The extreme manpower is required to carry out this task. I mean, the number of manpower is required to carry out this task. And the fuel wastage, of course. Now, what changes is the XWG grade diesel, which has been introduced by the Indian Army Chief today, means that these diesel engines will not be required to be started again and again every few hours. So the process for the troops to start the engines, keep it on idling, and return back to the barracks each time and acclimatize back to the barracks and go back again every few hours stops. The massive amount of fuel wastage to keep these engines started, idling, is also stops. Now, how has this diesel come about? The Indian Army and the BPCL, the Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, carried out a series of tests in high altitude Ladakh, formed a special formulation for the diesel so that it does not freeze. Now, critically, this new diesel is also compatible with Indian Army's existing fleet of all vehicles. That may include jeeps, as I told you, tanks, or even artillery gun engines, or even missile carriers, or trucks, or whatever. It's compatible with all Indian Army engines at the moment. Now, this testing was done, as I told you, in high altitude areas. This special testing was done. BPCL has promised that it has now set up a refinery. It has the process of refining in a refinery called Bina, at Bina, and also stocking at Bhatinda, where the Indian Army base is connected to the rail line, and also to going up to north in several other areas. Now, Bina has been always located in the central part of India, where the east is to be supplied, and for Bhatinda, of course, expectedly the northern parts will be supplied to with this special diesel. And now, this diesel changes so many things, as I told you. We'll keep on updating the story. It's an interesting anecdote to be remembered that this diesel now changes the operational requirements of the Indian Army, changes the operational readiness patterns, and also makes the Indian Army more agile, less fuel consuming, and also ease of the troops who had to carry out this procedure of starting the engines every 2 hours and stopping them, going back to the barracks and coming to do that process again and again, repeatedly on a 24/7 basis. We'll keep on updating the story. With me is Tribune photographer Mukesh Agarwal.